Welcome to the Reddit selection, where the wildest, funniest, and most jaw-dropping stories from Reddit come to life. Today we are diving into relationship advice. Sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. My 23 female dads, 59 male GF, 25 female started momming me. My 23 female dads, 59 male girlfriend, 25 female started momming me yesterday. We're on a family trip and they just got back together after a 2-year separation. She just showed up to our family Thanksgiving, and I guess that meant they're back together. They met when she was 18, and he introduced her to me and my siblings when she was 19 and I was 17. He lied and said she was 25 at the time, but a little like Googling, I found she was 19. We're like day 811 of our trip now, and all of a sudden yesterday, she started to treat me like a child, and she's tried making it apparent with different generations, and it's getting on my nerves. For example, she tried explaining what Vine is to me, and that she wishes it was still around so that I could experience it too, even though I did. Then today I was making jokes with my sister, 19 female, literally making fun of my own self, and the girlfriend jumps in with a stern voice and says, "Girls, stop it right now," in a very stern, like disciplinary voice, because she mistakenly thought my sister made fun of me. That made my blood boil, because even if we were fighting, she has no business. 1. Jumping into the conversation to stop it. 2. Take on an authoritarian role. Later on, the girlfriend explained to my other sister, 18 female, how to turn on a normal shower, and asked my sister if she needed help undressing and getting in the shower. My sister, 18 female, obviously felt very uncomfortable and was like, "Hell, no, I'm not showering and getting undressed in front of you." She acts like an 18-year-old girl is incompetent. This girl is my dad's sugar baby and is completely supported by my dad. She's extremely spoiled and entitled, such as won't drink anything less than Voss water and must have top-tier designer clothes and jewelry on her at all times. My dad and his GF are really toxic for each other. They've broken up at least 20 times that I know of since I met her. This is his type of woman now, since my parents split 10 years ago. He likes young, naive sugar babies, but she's the closest in age to me of all the GFs. Anyways, I'm looking for honestly small jabs or comments I can make to shut her TF up, because I feel very uncomfortable with her momming me. Please, don't give any advice on communicating to my dad these issues. That will backlash on me, and this girl is extremely emotionally immature. So if you have any smart aleck comments or Loki jabs, that would be helpful. TDLR, my 23 female dads, 59 male, very young girlfriend, 25 female, is starting to try and parent me. Asking for smart aleck comments to shut her up, please. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. Would it be too much to pretend that she's having a stroke? Are you feeling well? You're talking gibberish, you need to sit down, and do you need to get a doctor? I'm really concerned that you are not remembering how old we are. How old you are? Do you know what the date is? And then imply heavily that she's alcoholic. I think actually where you wanted to post was in the unethical advice sub. Damn, that's funny. I want to help. Sign her up for RPA and bingo night. Adopt a cat and start calling her the cat's grandma. Ask her about growing up in the Reagan era. Ask her about the Soviet Union. Start getting way too into calling her mommy. Like really inappropriately saying it and biting your lip. That last one may have unintended consequences. But would your dad consider it cheating or give her a raise? This is all great. You and your sister need to have a look you give each other when Lil Miss Delou forgets herself. I think actually where you wanted to post was in the unethical advice sub. This is great advice. Those people will shock with their good ideas. And ask if you can call someone for her. And now for the next story. My 29 female boyfriend, 31. Male hit me in the face, and I don't know if I can move on. Sitting in the hospital at 6 a.m. with a broken nose and shattered orbital socket. No permanent damage probably, but I've been crying for hours over this and don't know what to do. My BF has PTSD from serving in the military. He didn't mean to punch me. He woke up from a nightmare swinging and hit me in the face twice before he fully woke up, and I've never seen him like that before. I was terrified. I've been in a physically violent relationship before, and it was the worst thing in my life. And he just sent me straight back to that place even though he didn't mean to. He's never been violent before, for what it's worth. Doesn't even raise his voice. He's a very gentle man most of the time. I've never seen him like he was when he woke up either. He called 911, but he was sobbing and apologizing so hard he couldn't even give our address. He knows he has PTSD and goes to therapy. We've been together for 3 years. I'm worried he's going to hurt himself if I leave. He was talking about how he had to leave me because he hurt me, and I'm better off without him. It sounded so scary, but I'm terrified of him now too, and flinch when he's near me. I'm sorry this is scatterbrained. I took a bunch of pain meds and haven't been able to sleep. I just don't know how to come back from this. Too long. Didn't read. BF punched me in his sleep. Don't know how to move forward. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. If it's something you want to move past, but stay together, I did just like to throw out the idea of separate beds. Some couples it works to sleep together, but there's a surprising number whose relationship works better when they have separate beds. This was my first thought. What happened wasn't abuse, it was an accident. A horrible, terrifying accident, but an accident nonetheless. He wasn't even conscious when it happened. So while O can absolutely leave if that's what she needs, this is one of those rare situations where it's also okay to stay and put safety measures in place for both of their sakes. Though if he has PTSD, driven nightmare and lashes out physically in his sleep, which we now know he does, separate beds are a must. Situations like this are heartbreaking. There is no fault, just two people dealing with an incredibly difficult situation. This is what my uncle and his partner do. Has over 6 and has violent night terrors, and she's under 5 and wants peaceful sleep. Came to say this. And now for the next story. My 32 female boyfriend, 41 male, was playing with his niece's hair. How can I tell him to not do that again? We had a family dinner yesterday, and my 32 female boyfriend, 41 male, kept touching his niece's hair. For context, his niece is like 15 years old, and clearly didn't look like she wanted her hair touched. The whole thing felt weird and uncomfortable, because my boyfriend is not the type to be affectionate. He drives a truck and is a mechanic, so he's not the nurturing type to touch someone's hair like that, the way he did. He doesn't even hold my hand in public. It just seemed off. After we left dinner, I approached him about it, and told him it was weird. I let him know that it didn't look normal, and that she clearly didn't want to be touched. He shrugged it off, and pretty much made it seem like I was overreacting because it was his niece, and he didn't see her that way. He also said that he likes doing that to her because it bothers her, and he likes bothering her. I really thought the whole thing was inappropriate, but maybe I didn't communicate how I felt correctly. I don't know. Any suggestions on what I could have done differently? Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. You're literally dating the creepy uncle of the family. The where's my hug uncle? The you should smile more uncle. I bet the young women in his family have to change out of their summer clothes when they know he's coming over. The do a twirl for me uncle. When I was 15, I hated people messing with my hair. And it was usually the you should smile more relatives who decided that my hair needed to be out of my face immediately. The we're just joking uncle, who thinks teasing is harmless, but clearly doesn't read the room. It's really uncomfortable for everyone else. And who waits until the room is quiet to get all the attention? Yet the family still tolerates and keeps him around despite being a clear and present danger for all the young girls. And everyone who, rightfully, has a problem with him gets told to keep quiet to keep the peace. Lucky for me, I have zero attachment to blood relationships, and believe you choose your family. You choose the predator doing untold damage to the women in his sphere? I choose decency. I won't be around when he is. And now for the next story. I am 23, sustained an injury that will prevent me from having sex for a while. My 22 female girlfriend wants to open our relationship until I recover. Is it time to end it? I am 23. Have been with my girlfriend, 22 female, for 2 years. 2 weeks ago, I tore my hamstring while deadlifting. The pain is severe, and I have to use crutches to walk, and even with the crutches it is still painful. According to the doctor, the injury requires at least 4 months to heal. My girlfriend took care of me since I got injured. Before the injury, we had an active sex life. That has to be postponed, because the pain and the medications killed my sex drive. And even if I had a sex drive, it would still be difficult and painful. I thought my girlfriend would be patient and understanding, but she wasn't. A few days ago, she came up to me and told me how frustrating it is to abstain for that long. And it is unfair to keep her waiting, that her libido is high and sex is a need for her. She then asked for a one-sided, open relationship until I recover. Her justification is that it is only physical, and she won't form any emotional bond with anybody. I was devastated when I heard that. Just when I thought the pain couldn't get any worse. My partner of 2 years is watching me experience excruciating pain, and instead of easing my pain, she is adding to it. I rejected her idea, and she was visibly frustrated. She tried to convince me again yesterday, but I shut her down again. I don't know what to do. I feel betrayed, and I don't know if I should end the relationship. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. As a woman in a long-term relationship, who also has a somewhat high sex drive, this is ridiculous. She skipped like 10 steps. There are sex toys and so many other ways to get off that don't include other men. Even considering this is insane. I love my BF to bits and have a vibrator for a reason. Please, 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 break up. She probably already has someone in mind or elsewhere. They always do. My question would be to her. So, if we have kids, there's anywhere from 6 weeks to months of healing for a woman. That means no sex for all that time. So I'm guessing that's justified for a hall pass for me then. Watch her freak the fuck out. Why? Because it's all bullshit, and she knows it. The person wanting a hall pass would never imagine giving one. Guaranteed. Anyway, I hope it breaks up with her. This suggestion alone would have me upstairs packing my bags. There has been many times when my husband and I have had dry spells. 2 kids, a baby on the way, a horrid car accident, we just dealt with it, and without bringing in more people. Going on 12 years on the 13th of this month, so it's not broken us. Was about to type the same. Give the scenario back to her, see what she says. This is great, and I hope OP actually says this to her BC. I bet her answer for that is totally different than the answer she expects on him. But yeah, I would break up with her and give her all the freedom and wide open space that she needs. God, I hope he actually asks her this. Perfect retort. Like and subscribe for more awesome daily Reddit content. And don't forget to hit the bell to get notified when I upload new videos.